Welcome to the Crimson Vow Rules video. My name's Nelson.
And I'm Serge. Let's go over the new and returning mechanics. Ever read a card and find it almost does what you want it to? With Cleave, you can pay a little extra to remove some of those pesky qualifying words from the rules text. It's the one time it's good to pay more and get less. Cleave means you may cast the spell for its cleave cost. If you do, remove the words in the square brackets. If you cast a spell for its cleave cost, that spell doesn't have any of the text in the square brackets while it's on the stack. If you copy a cleave spell, you'll copy it as it exists on the stack. A cleave cost is an alternative cost, and casting a spell for its cleave cost doesn't change the spell's mana value.
Seems straightforward, but can I flashback a cleave spell?
Cleave and flashback are both alternative costs, and you can only pay one alternative cost. So, no, you can't flashback the cleave cost.
And what if I have an effect that allows me to cast a spell without paying its mana cost?
That's also an alternative cost, so you can't cleave there either.
Is today a no-bones day for your team? Fear not. The new training ability means that even your feeblest friends can grow into mighty warriors. So cue that montage music. Training means whenever this creature attacks alongside another creature that has greater power, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. A training ability only triggers when a creature with training and a creature with greater power are declared as attackers. Increasing a creature's power after attackers are declared won't work. Once the training ability is on the stack, shrinking or destroying the larger attacking creature won't stop the training creature from getting that +1/+1 counter. They might even go on to avenge their mentors.
Disturb is back, but with a twist! In Crimson Vow, creatures come back as auras that enchant permanents. Disturb cost means you may cast this card transformed from your graveyard by paying the disturb cost rather than its mana cost. The spell will be placed on the stack with the back face up, and if it resolves, it will enter the battlefield with its back face up. The disturb card goes to exile if it would be put into the graveyard from anywhere. This includes if it would go to the graveyard from the stack. So yes, if it's countered, it goes to exile.
Living on Innistrad is dangerous. You never know when you're going to be attacked by vampires, werewolves, undead, cosmic horrors, and now there's yet another way to suddenly die. Exploit. Exploit means when this creature enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice a creature. Inside each exploit creature there are two triggers, the ETB sacrifice trigger and another one that cares if you sacrificed a creature to that first trigger. You'll choose if you're going to sacrifice a creature and which creature you'll sacrifice as the Enter the Battlefield trigger resolves. Sacrificing a creature will cause the exploit creature's other abilities to trigger. You can sacrifice the exploit creature to its own trigger for value. If the creature with exploit isn't on the battlefield as the exploit ability resolves, you won't get any bonus from the creature with exploit, even if you still choose to sacrifice a creature. Because the creature with exploit is no longer on the battlefield, its other triggered ability won't trigger. This means your opponent can kill your exploit creature before the exploit trigger resolves to get you. You can't sacrifice more than one creature to any one exploit ability.
Remember all those cool flippy cards from Midnight Hunt?
Whoa, are you sure we should be using such technical language, Serge?
The good news, they're sticking around for Crimson Vow. And here's a quick refresher on how they work. Both transforming double-faced cards and daybound nightbound cards. Double-faced cards have two faces, a front face and a back face. There's a sun symbol in the upper left to denote the front face, and a moon symbol for the back face. Unlike modal double-faced cards, the back faces of transforming cards don't have a mana cost and can't be cast. Instead, they transform. Transforming allows the card to flip from its front face to its back face, or vice versa. When a double-faced permanent is on the battlefield, you consider only the characteristics of the face that's currently up. Ignore the other side. While the card isn't on the battlefield, consider only the characteristics of the front face. The card's mana value is the mana value of the front face, regardless of which face is up. However, the back face may have a color indicator, which defines its color. To transform a double-faced card, turn it over. Nice work. Transforming a permanent doesn't affect any auras or equipment attached to it. Counters also remain, as do spells or abilities that were tracking that permanent. Damage marked on a permanent is also still there after it transforms.
Day and night are game states introduced in Midnight Hunt. The game starts as neither, but once day or night starts, they'll trade back and forth for the rest of the game. If it's neither day nor night, and a permanent with daybound appears on the battlefield, it becomes day. The whole game is day or night. It can't be day for one player and night for another. Double-faced cards care about time of day a lot. When it's day, the daybound side enters face up. When it's night, you get the idea. But remember, transforming double-faced cards can only be cast face up. Before untap, the game checks to see if day and night should change. If it's day, and the active player of the previous turn casts no spells, it becomes night. If it's night, and the active player of the previous turn casts 2 or more spells, it becomes day. If you control a permanent with daybound nightbound, they will transform at this point. This happens immediately, it's not a state-based action. This happens anytime it becomes day or night, not just during the untap step.
That's it for the rules.
Thanks for watching!